Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahushai, Barak the Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. Peace and salutation of the Akim, pushing out the word in truth and sincerity of the hopeful leg around the globe. I wanted to get into the topic of beware the adulterous woman. All right, beware the adulterous woman. She is as death. Okay, and we're gonna surround that around two accounts in the scriptures, and we could roughly paraphrase a few others. All right, and get a few precepts, and we'll go in the spirit. Okay, also inspired and goes hand in hand with this meme. Okay, it says women will look you dead in your eyes like this and still be lying. Okay, so they give the little puppy dog eyes. All right, so you feel sorry for them. They appease to your weak nature, that now you're not judging based on a sound mind and through spiritual things, but you're being carnally minded and being enticed by the flesh. Okay, and the woman is misleading you. All right, because many times, time and time again in the scriptures, there's accounts of women being stumbling blocks unto men, especially the adulterous woman. All right, so beware of the adulterous woman. All right, be it your own woman, right, trying to give you the little pretty dog eyes. If the spiritual discernment is telling you that something's up, all right, and you're a man of the Lord, and you strive to be in this word and be faithful, okay, and be holy and set apart. All right, your spiritual discernment should be sharp enough. All right, especially if you plead your case to the Heavenly Father and His Son, and the Spirit. Your spiritual discernment should pick up your own woman being an adulteress. Okay, because that's in the scriptures. All right. So we'll start at Proverbs 30 and 20. It says, "Such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth, and saith, I have done no wickedness." Right? Hand in hand with this meme right here. Such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth, and saith, I have done no wickedness. Pretty much goes about her day. All right? Goes on, has a meal, digests, come home to you, and she was just with another man. All right? That's why Jeremiah goes into how, well, you take this woman back, when that land is greatly polluted. If she went off and was another man's, if she was an adulteress, her bed is as death. Okay? When we're on Proverbs, let's get Proverbs 7. All right? Because this is one of the accounts I wanted to get of the adulterous woman. All right? My son, we'll start at the top. Proverbs 7 and 1. My son, keep my words and lay up my commandments with thee. Keep my commandments and live, and my law as the apple of thine eye. All right? So you got to keep the commandments. You got to keep the law. All right? To the best of your ability. Bind them upon thy fingers. Write them upon the table of thine heart. Okay? One of the top laws, all right, so-called the 10 commandments, is thou shalt not commit adultery. Scriptures say that he that committeth adultery lacketh understanding. Why? Because if you know the scriptures and you know how the Lord hates and detests adultery, okay, you would avoid it. That's a sin unto death. Okay, so beware the adulterous woman. No matter how fine she is, no matter how fly she is, she's there to be a stumbling block, a snare, and a trap unto you, to the destruction of your soul. Okay, keep my commandments and live, and my law as the apple of thine eye. Bind them upon thy fingers, write them upon the table of thine heart. All right, this has to be your strength. Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kinswoman, that they may keep thee from the strange woman, from the stranger which flattereth with her words. All right, this will be symbolic also of the strange woman, these other philosophies. All right, misleading you unto death, misleading you by making you commit fornication and adultery, spiritual fornication on the Heavenly Father. All right, break the first commandment. Okay, because as it is written, Israel, his chosen people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, West Indians, were his bride. All right, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is the bridegroom. We're joined unto the Heavenly Father and His Son. Okay? And if we're going off, all right, following other wayward doctrines, other religions, all right, that's a strange woman. That's like committing adultery. All right? That's committing adultery on our husbandman. All right? Which is supposed to be the Heavenly Father. All right? That they may keep thee from the strange woman, all right? Precept upon precept, line upon line, meditating on these scriptures, binding them upon thine heart, upon thy fingers as your strength, all right? Not in the strength of man, but in the strength of the Heavenly Father, all right? They're going to be able to keep you from the strange woman, from the stranger which flattereth with her words, all right? The smooth sayings or prophesied deceits, all right? Or that she flattereth, all right, because telling you smooth things, all right. But in the spirit of the lesson, okay, this woman will destroy you, the adulterous woman, all right. For at the window of my house I looked through my casement, and beheld among the simple ones, I discerned among the youths a young man void of understanding. All right, how as we said with the precept that he that committeth adultery lacketh understanding. So this particular Slakia, this particular young man, all right, void of understanding, passing through the streets near the corner, and he went the way to her house. All right, because she enticed him. All right, in the twilight, in the evening, in the black and dark night. All right, because that's when a lot of our people think that they're getting away with something. All right, when they're in the night, in the shadows. All right, and behold, there met him a woman in the twilight, in the evening, in the black and dark night, and behold, there met him a woman with the attire of a harlot and subtle of heart. Okay? She had the attire of a harlot and subtle of heart. She is loud and stubborn. She is loud and stubborn. Her feet abide not in her house. All right, she is loud and stubborn. Her feet abide not in her house. Okay, now she is without, now in the streets, and lieth in wait at every corner. So she caught him and kissed him with an impudent face, said unto him, I have peace offerings with me this day. I have peace offerings with me. This day have I paid my vows. Therefore came I forth to meet thee diligently, to seek thee, thy face, and I have found thee. I have decked my bed with coverings of tapestry, with carved works, with fine linen of Egypt. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. All right, this is the adulterous woman enticing this lost soul. All right, in the dark of the night, behold, there met him a woman with the attire of a harlot and subtle of heart. So she was looking good. All right. All right. Truth be told, these so-called whores, these harlots, if they have that body, they're an Israelite woman. They got those features. We have beautiful women. Okay. And even amongst the heathen, because they were and created for the pleasure of man. Even if right now under punishment, that's not what it is. It's more like the knife in our back, but that's what the woman was created for, the Israelite man. All right, to be a help. Okay, but there is some gorgeous women. So she was dressed provocatively. There met him a woman with the attire of a harlot and subtle of heart. She is loud and stubborn. Her feet abide not in her house. So, she's a woman of the streets. Okay? All right? But peep how she plays, is going to play her husband out. Okay? Now is she without. Okay? Now is she without in the streets and lieth in wait at every corner. All right? She's pretty much death. So she caught him and kissed him with an impudent face, said unto him, I have peace offerings with me this day. This day have I paid my vows. Therefore came I forth to meet thee diligently, to seek thy face, and I have found thee. I have decked my bed with coverings of tapestry, with carved works, with fine linen of Egypt. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let us take our fill of love until the morning. Let us solace ourselves with loves. For the goodman is not at home, he is gone a long journey. All right. So she's saying that her man is not going to be at home. He's gone on a long journey. So she's perfumed her bed with myrrh and aloes and cinnamon. She's smelling all good, looking all good. She's saying, come, let us take our fill of love until the morning. Let us solace ourselves with loves. All right. So she's enticing you. She's telling you to indulge, enjoy, lust, covet her. All right. Covet that woman that belongs to another man. For the goodman is not at home. He is gone a long journey. He hath taken a bag of money with him and will come home at the day appointed. So he's gone on a long journey. He took a bag of money. He's not going to be back for a while. All right. I'm all yours. With her much fair speech. With her much fair speech, she caused him to yield. With the flattering of her lips, she forced him. Okay, all right. Scriptures talks about that. I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, whose mind is about snares, traps, and nets. All right. Whoso pleaseth the Most High shall escape her. All right. That's in Ecclesiastes, if I'm not mistaken. With her much fair speech, she caused him to yield. With the flattering of her lips, she forced him. All right. He goeth after her straightway as an ox. All right. Like that meme of the woman that she has her arm extended and she's like facing away and she's leading you by the hand. All right. That's how you're being led to the slaughter. He goeth after her straightway as an ox goeth to the slaughter, or as a fool to the correction of the stocks, till a dart strike through his liver, as a bird hasteth to the snare, and knoweth not that it is for his life. Okay? Hearken unto me now, therefore, O ye children, and attend to the words of my mouth. Let not thine heart decline to her ways. Go not astray in her paths. For she hath cast down many wounded. Yeah, many strong men have been slain by her. All right? Okay? That's the spirit of the lesson right there. And I'm going to get another account real quick in Genesis 39, all right, with Joseph, okay, because this is the knowledge, wisdom, understanding of a sound mind, that us knowing that in-depth breakdown that this woman will lead you to death as an ox to the slaughter, all right, as a bird in a snare, as a bird in a trap, okay, and it's for your life, okay, because it's a sin unto death. All right, so it's in Genesis 39, the account that Joseph, all right, was brought down to Egypt, and Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh, captain of the guard, an Egyptian, bought him, okay, bought him of the hand of the Ishmaelites, which had brought him down thither, okay, and this man, all right, this general, this captain of the guard, an Egyptian, bought Joseph, and he knew that the Most High's favor was with Joseph, all right? So he had access to all things in the man's house, all right? Joseph was given great prestige, okay? And his woman, all right? This captain's woman, okay? When he bought Joseph, pretty much, and seeing the attention that he would give him and the favor that her husband would give him, she tried to throw it at Joseph, okay? She tried to get Joseph to lie with her, and this is what he said, okay? He's showing the wisdom of Joseph, and he that hath the ear, let him hear, okay? And he that hath understanding, okay? Because he that lacketh understanding, he that committeth adultery lacketh understanding. But Joseph didn't lack understanding. This is why he did this. All right, Genesis 39 and 5. And it came to pass from the time that he had made him overseer in his house and over all that he had, that the Lord blessed the Egyptian's house for Joseph's sake. Okay, so the Egyptian's house was even blessed for Joseph's sake. And the blessing of the Lord was upon all that he had in the house and in the field. Okay, so, and he left all that he had in Joseph's hand. Okay, and he knew that all he had, save the bread which he did eat, and Joseph was a goodly person and well favored. All right, so this is why the captain of the Egyptians that bought Joseph, pretty much, that bought him from the hand of the Ishmaelites, treated him the way he treated him, because he knew that Joseph had favor in the sight of the Lord. All right, verse 7. And it came to pass after these things that his master's wife cast her eyes upon Joseph and said, Lie with me. But he refused and said unto his master's wife, Behold, my master wotteth not what is with me in the house, and he hath committed all that he hath to my hand. There is none greater in this house than I, neither hath he kept back anything from me but thee, because thou art his wife. How then can I do this great wickedness and sin against the Most High? Okay, how can I do this great wickedness? All right, telling him just lie with me. She was lusting for him. As there is a difference between the Israelites and the Egyptians. All right, as it is written, Joseph in his prime, in his full vigor, fully in the power of this man's house, and being given this position and this favor. All right, the man was glowing. So this woman couldn't resist him. She wanted him. She told him, she commanded him to lie with her. All right, and he refused. Okay, how then can I do this great wickedness and sin against God? And it came to pass, as she spake to Joseph day by day, that he hearkened not unto her, to lie by her or to be with her. All right, so day by day she was hounding him. Okay. And it came to pass about this time that Joseph went into the house to do his business, and there was none of the men of the house there within. None of the men of the house there within. All right, so nobody was working the house this particular day. Okay, none of the men. All right, and she caught him by his garment, saying, Lie with me. And he left his garment in her hand and fled and got him out. So she grabbed him, she attacked him because none of the other men were around. Nobody was there to see her. Okay, so she caught him by his garment, saying, Lie with me. And he left his garment in her hand and fled and got him out. All right, so he bounced, he left naked. So just get away from this woman. All right, because this is an adulterous woman. He fled, okay? He ran, all right? So showing that that's the way that we are to shun. That's the point right there. We are to shun the adulterous woman in that sense. Because, since she grabbed Joseph's garment, she pretty much goes on to how he got thrown in jail. And the captain was infuriated because she used Joseph's garment to say that Joseph came on to her. All right, these women are the devil. All right, they'll say that they'll cause a problem. All right, it happens to this day. You hear it with athletes all the time. Even Tupac had that case. All right, that these women will be partying. They'll be all willing. All right, but then false accuse you because they are of their father, the devil. All right, so this woman, the Egyptian woman, the captain's wife, used that garment to accuse Joseph of trying to lay with her, and that she was innocent and that she screamed out. Okay, so the captain, naturally believing his woman, okay, was infuriated and threw Joseph in the prison. But of course, it goes on to show the favor that the Lord had on him, and because he was innocent, you know, yeah, he was all right. But that's the moral of the story, and that's the point. We are to beware of the adulterous woman, because she is as death, and she'll lead you to death. If you have to run, if you have to flee, that's what you should do. All right. First Esdras 4:26. Yeah, many there be that have run out of their wits for women and become servants for their sakes. All right, like this woman, the Egyptian woman, wanted this man to become her servant. All right, and if Joseph was weak and wouldn't have been about his wits, he would have done that grave sin. He would have committed adultery. All right, and he would have became her servant, creeping around in adultery, because these women love it. They love when something is wrong. They know that subconsciously is wrong and they shouldn't be doing it. So it goes back to the influence that Satan had on them in the garden. Okay? Yeah, many there be that have run out of their wits for women and become servants for their sakes. Many also have perished, have erred and sinned for women. All right? Many have perished, erred, and sinned for women. All right? So if you don't have this sound mind, if you don't have the Spirit of the Lord with you, if you don't have the favor of the Lord, all right? This woman will destroy you. The adulterous woman primarily. Okay? She ain't got no ground. She ain't have no say. She's rebellious. She's loud. She's stubborn. She could look off the hook. She could look great. Very enticing. All right? Sexy. All right? And draw you in and seduce you. All right? There was this video clip, man. I believe it was out in Africa. I was going to play it and even do a video on it. But, you know, most likely I was going to get a strike. It was showing how this man, they walked in on him. All right? One clip just shows how he was boning the chick. All right? And he was having a good old time. And then the next shot was them having, I guess whoever caught him, maybe that was her man, and his whole posse was in the next clip, and they had him face down on the ground in the kitchen. I believe it could have been Haiti, it could have been Africa, all right, maybe Africa, all right, somewhere in Africa, but they just started just shooting the guy, all right. Shooting him in his face, shooting him in his back, shooting him in everywhere, multiple shots after he was begging for his life, after he begged to be let go, but it was too late. The scriptures say that jealousy is the rage of a man, all right? Because y'all messing with many factors when you're dealing with an adulterous woman. You could be breaking up a family, all right? A son is growing up without a father. A daughter is growing up without a father. And you have to pay for all that energy, all right? And that's why the Lord puts a spirit of vengeance sometimes to on one of these jealous husbands to kill one of you fuck boys that knew better and should have known better and thought y'all were cute because y'all were listening to too much Trey songs, Mr. Steal Your Girl, all right? Which that fool is done, all right? Proverbs 6:34, for jealousy is the rage of a man. Therefore, he will not spare in the day of vengeance. That's why you see every day that a man kills another man, all right? There's men doing 25 to life and men in the grave right now over a woman, okay? Many have perished like we just read, okay? An adulterous woman, and she goes on about her day. One is in jail, one is dead, one is hospitalized, one is in a wheelchair, all right? And she just hop on to the next one, you know? The cock carousel, like Elder Malcolm says. Okay? So beware the adulterous woman. So with that, I pray brothers was edified. Till next time, shalom. All honor, love, glory, and praise, reverence, and fear to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Shalom. I pray this was edifying. Beware the adulterous woman.